My name is Shelley Frost, and I'm the founder of The Fridge Entertainment. At The Fridge, we spend a lot of our time developing unique concepts for exceptional clients. Receiving a new brief is always an exciting moment for us. Researching the environmental and historical background is usually our first point of departure. So in this instance, we were particularly inspired because of the rich cultural significance, historical location, and specifically the Garden of Leali right here in Diriyah, just around the corner from Bajeri. It's an area shrouded in history and story. Leading on from this, we then take a deep dive into the traditions and other contributing factors and how those can influence an unusual and surprising creative outcome. Here in Diriyah, there is a long tradition of generous hospitality. To the extent that 300 years ago, doors of homes would remain unlocked just in case a traveler in need happened to be passing through. A guest would then be welcomed with somewhere comfortable and safe to sleep, and whatever food there was would have been shared equally amongst all. To honor this rich tradition of an open door policy and a warmly hospitable culture, we turned to the much-loved Samri, which as an art form embodies all that is compelling within communal music making and tradition, and has many different and exciting forms. For Leali, we concentrated on the forms of Samri that are strongly Najdi because of where we're based in Diriyah. To represent the traveler or visitor passing through, we decided to explore the Argentinian Boleadoras. They have an equally rich and diverse rhythmic tradition, which is made up principally of three components. Firstly, the drums or bombas, as they call them. Secondly, the rhythmic stumping of feet, which is highly energetic. And thirdly, the boleadoras, which is a hunting lasso and is used as a musical instrument by the Argentinian gauchos.
رزق حبابه يلا يلا يا لا 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 عليك صح؟
كذا ثبت هذا الحين عليك بيفصلونك حاول واحد ينفصل هذا طول ذات
As a creative director, I have a very clear idea of how the process will evolve and the structure of the outcome that I'm aiming for. But as in any truly creative endeavor, the lay of the land is best left as open as possible because very often there are precious gems that you discover only once you start to work. It's such a beautiful human experience to spend time in an open and creative environment with talented musicians, and especially those that feel passionately about their tradition. And also then what those traditions mean to each and every one of them. My role is to lead these two distinct groups, working together as we find common ground and adapt to create a new fusion sound. It was interesting dealing with two sets of performers where one only speaks Arabic and the other only speaks Spanish. This led us to depend on our rhythmical and musical communication even further, as we relied entirely on this to understand one another.
أنا ما جيت أتدرب اليوم، جيت أتعلم حاجة جديدة، جيت أستمتع، جيت أسوي شيء يعني يضيف لي يضيف لزملائي معاي، لأنه اللقاء والدرامز بشكل عام بالنسبة لي روح وأحب أستمتع فيها. لما كل مرة نشوف ثقافة جديدة، الثقافة السعودية تنافس كثير وتوصل للعالمية بإذن الله.
إن شاء الله العمل ينال على إعجابكم، وإن شاء الله إنها فكرة ممتازة بإذن الله، ولا هي أول مرة ولا آخر مرة بإذن الله، ويشرفونا أخواننا خوسيه ومارو مشغول. مرحبا.
La verdad que para nosotros es una emoción poder llegar aquí a Arabia, traer un poquito de nuestro arte, de nuestra cultura, y cuando nos contaron sobre el proyecto de fusionar nuestra cultura, nuestro arte con el arte de aquí de Arabia, nos pareció algo magnífico, algo espectacular, una experiencia que por el momento creo que no nos vamos a olvidar nunca, porque amamos estar aquí, amamos a la gente de Arabia, nos han recibido muy bien y se genera una atmósfera y una energía muy linda, y aprendemos mucho de todos ellos, ¿no?
Dealing with artists and their traditional forms that have evolved over centuries is fascinating, as there's a rich and deep pre-existing connection to their heritage content. This connection can come from cultural heritage, shared history, or collective memories, and makes for a richer experience for both performers and audience alike. These artists are not just performing, they act as a bridge between the past and the present, which can be powerful and emotional. Yeah, this is our final sound check before going live. So really, really exciting time after all the hard work. Just making sure we're getting enough volume on these amazing Argentinian feet and the Boleadoras, and then we're going to be good to wow the crowds.
حنبهر الجمهور، حنعطينا بصمة حيذكرها العالم دايم دايم. اشكرك على خير.
The costumes for this act are absolutely beautiful. Everything's been made here on the ground in Saudi Arabia. The waistcoats of the Samri are traditionally embroidered in gold, and we worked with a wonderful designer who designed a gorgeous piece for the Argentinian Boleadoras to wear across their body, which does a huge throwback to their culture and yet has a similar, familiar gold embroidery on it, which matches perfectly and ties in with the traditional Samri look. It was a lovely moment walking to the stage with everyone feeling proud and excited to share their inspiring performance with an audience for the very first time. We navigated the cultural area carefully, being very sensitive to the commonalities and also the differences between the cultures, and finding ways to create dialogue between the percussionists in particular. There is a great moment that you see at the start of the act where there's actually a conversation between the Samri and the Boleadoras. When it comes to the rhythmic elements of the Samri and Boleadoras, they are very diverse and different. But it's extraordinary when one is able to find a groove that one party can essentially vibe off. From there, you have a musical takeoff and things can develop on their own. I love being in amongst the audience when we first bring something to light because the reaction of the audience is extremely visceral and honest, and you get to see things through their eyes for the very first time. The delight, joy, and pride of the people watching was really inspiring and heartwarming. The artists themselves tend to be a little nervous, and so often the first performance on stage is not necessarily the best, but it gives a chance to really see where the gaps are and to do those final tweaks and little finishing points within an act which really polishes it to the gem that then holds that performance piece moving forwards. The results of the Samri Boleadoras truly surpassed my expectations. This collaboration is such a wonderful homage to cultures that are intrinsic in both Saudi and Argentina. The Samri culture and then that of the Boleadoras belonging to the Gauchos in Argentina. Two countries, two equally rich and diverse cultures that would not normally intersect at all, but genuinely, the sheer elation that exudes from the stage in this exchange is palpable.